Yesterday's assignment, we are getting to the root of what is actually happening when you're dividing by fractions. It's possible that you struggled a lot with the homework, but that's okay, as long as you actually struggled with it. If you put forth some effort, that's the difference of this. Rather than effort would be having nothing, is not effort. I'm going to try that again. Not having anything there because you looked at it, it's like, I didn't get it. And then you're just like, I'll take a late. Okay? This is putting an effort forth. Writing down shapes that you hope that it go for. At least you should have understood that the first thing you're supposed to do is have a fraction that represents the first number. Or have a whole number of fraction. You have a bunch of extras, right? Yeah. Okay, one goes to you, one goes to Michael, one goes to
We're all wearing white.
Brennan. It is true.
We're white.
Brendan? Ethan. Brenner. I confused your last name with your first name. Here we go.
I didn't get all of them because I thought there was extra copies.
Okay.
Should I get one?
Yeah. For number one, we did this one together. And you understood that we had to find out how many halves went into that hole. And we had, I used red, I believe, so I'll use red again. There are 2 halves that fit into that hole. Okay? We have 2/3. So here's 1/3 in green. Here's a 2/3 in green, so there are 2 of them. We have to find out how many sixths are going to fit into there. And what we did was we split this. This is not to scale. There's 1/5, or 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. Dr. Seuss. Because you don't have the second page. That's what he went in for. Now we have 2.5. We have 2.5. That's the first thing that you should do is you represent the first number in the blocks. And I'm going to try to get more of the actual tangible blocks for you to use. I got to see if I can get them from next door at Woodland or something like that. Because I thought I had them in this cabinet here for 4th period yesterday, but I didn't. Go away. So we have 2.5. We are going to divide 2.5 by 1/6. Or in other words, how many sixths can fit in there? How many sixths can fit in here? So I'm going to go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There are 15 sixths that fit in those. If you don't have that, you should have that now. I give you 100% permission to write those down so you can use that to study tomorrow night and tonight. Yes, ma'am. What was the first part you said? Shh, this is not a time to talk. Caleb, Jack. Nope, you're completely, nope, that's not what we did. That's not what we did yesterday. That's not what we did just now. You're not trying to show these numbers. It's not like you have this represented in fraction blocks, then you have a division symbol, then you have that. No. Yes? There are 4 of the sixths that fit in there. Okay, number 4. If you need to get a drink, Chloe. Feel free. So I need to find out how many of the how many of thirds does it take to fill up 2 and 4/6. So do you agree that this right here, I'm going to make this yellow. There. Do you agree that what I have here, ignore this. You know what, I'm just going to do that. Do you agree that what I have here is 2 and 4/6? That blue triangle doesn't want to go away. Okay. Well, this is 2 and 4/6. That's the first thing you do on the test on Friday. When you have these two questions, I think it's 2, you write down what the first number is represented in shapes. Okay? I should have something for you to outline on that too. I need to find out how many of the thirds, which was a shape like this, how many of the thirds fit into there? Okay? There's going to be a 3 in each one. So I have one of my thirds, 2 of my thirds, and there's a third. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Then we have 7, 8. There are 8 thirds that fit in there. 8 of them. 8 of what? 8 of the thirds. 8 of the thirds. The them in this situation, the team that I'm going to be talking about in the next question, is a third. I thought I made that perfectly clear. You are doing the shapes and the division. Now we have to do the first thing we have to do is we have to represent 2 thirds. Do you agree that right here we have 2 of the thirds?
Yes.
Good. Now we have to find out how many of 5/6 can fit there. So this is something new that I figured out today that's a really good way that a lot of the kids are understanding. We are talking about a team. A team of 5/6. Here's a 6th, there's a 6th, there's a 6th, there's a 6th, there's a 6th. Those are the teams. We need to find out how many of these teams can fit into the symbol, the 2 thirds. So I have 1 of the team members, 2 of the team members, 3 of the team members, 4 of the team members. So, bye-bye. Talk to you later. Peace out, bro. Adios. Now, what's up with this guy?
He's going to lose the game.
Okay? He can't play. He can't play the game or do whatever the team is going to do. How many of the team made it in? 4 out of the 5 team members. So the correct answer is 4/5. Okay? Let's continue moving, steaming right along. Here's 4. Again, we have a team of 5/6. Teams are 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their eyes are just closed. All right? Now, I'm going to have each team represented be a little bit different shade of red. Are you writing down exactly what I'm writing so you can at least give yourself a chance at this test on Friday, please? So, our teams are of 5. The first team I'm going to make red, maybe. I'm going to make them shades of blue. Yeah. So, teams, I have, since there are 5 groups of them, I have myself team 1. Team 1, do you see how that's 5/6 fitting in there? Okay. So I'm going to put a tally here for team 1. They get to join the tournament, I guess you could say. Then I'm going to go a little bit lighter. Here's one of the team members of Team 2. Here is Team 2. Can you see that at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Team 2. Nope, because there's only 5 members of each team. Here's 2 of the 5 members of Team 3. 3, 4, 5. Here is Team 3. One, 2. That's really close in color. I'm going to make it darker. Here's 1 team member of the 4th team, 2 team members of the 4th team, 3 team members of the 5th team, or darn it, 4th team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we have 4 teams. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of the last team, do they all get to play? No. There's only 4 of the 5 team members get to play. How many teams are already in? 4. And 4/5 of the other team. I want you to make it right. I want you to make it right. You're writing down how they should be.
Oh, wait.
Yes? Yep, that's good. That's good as long as you're getting these right. We're good. Now we have 3 2/3. Wrong button. 3 2/3. Right there. And my team consists of what? Caleb? 3 what? 3, not 3 teams. There's 3 team members, and what do those team members look like?
They're
3 what? Go ahead and read this fraction for me. Nope, read this fraction for me. 3/6. So the team consists of... The teams consist of 3/6. Yes. All right, so here we go. Let's see how many teams get to play in this tournament or this online game. I don't know. No, that's way different. So here's team 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's team 1. Gentlemen, you're messing me up. Exactly, because you guys are talking back there and I lost my train of thought. Okay, they're teams of 3. So we have team 1. This is the first team member, team 2. See how I'm doing this time?
Yes, sir.
Aiden. So here's your notes and stuff. They will be online. Homework's on the top. Thank you. Thanks. Here's the beginning team 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the beginning team 4. 1, 2, 3. Rather than using different colors now, I'm just calling them by their team number, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Does it matter if you start on the 2/3 or the whole?
It does not at all.
Okay.
It's all going to come out the same answer. Great question. Student just asked if it matters if I start on the whole number or if I start with the fraction. Excuse me. Team 5, team 5, team 5. Team 6. Team 6, team 6. Team 7, team 7, team 7.
'Cause be hard.
Team 8, Nope, we didn't get to whole team 8 in there. So how many of team 8 are get to play in this? 1/3. And there are 7 total teams. There are 7 teams that get to play, and only 1/3 of the 8th team. Next one. We have 2 holes. Now our team is so there are 5 team members to each team. So I'm going to put team 1 gets in there. Three, 4, 5. Then we got team 3 that's kind of hanging out. 2 of them are just waiting for someone to get kicked out, right? All right. So we have 2 full teams that get to play, and how much of team 3 is able to play? 2 of the 5ths. 2 of the 5 are able to play. 2 of the 5 are able to play. Nope. 2 of the 5 are able to play. The other 3, I don't know how they chose which ones got in there, but I don't know. Maybe those 2 inside are stronger. Or maybe they, no, whatever. It smells bad in there. Who knows? Now, I'm going to skip down to this one here that people are like, oh, this is so hard. I didn't have my group. Now, I know that 2 of you didn't go to District 7 last year, but I'm sure there might be a couple more that didn't. But the bottom line is this. You had multiplication and division of fractions last year. In fact, my 6th graders just had it last week. They had a quiz on it. The way that you divide fractions without pattern blocks is the same stuff from last year, or in other words, what we are reviewing right now for today. And I didn't delete that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pause this while... Can you pass this out, please? We're going to take some guided notes. So today yesterday we discovered how to do it. Today we are going to actually do it. Yes. Did you write down all the correct answers? Then you don't need it. Okay, when you get that, please put your name on it. Cole's almost done passing those out. And here's what we're going to do. This one here is very similar to what you just did, so please don't look back at what we just went over. However, this is what I'd like you to do. Let's see how much you were paying attention. You didn't get one? Okay, why don't you ask the person who's passing them out, kiddo? You don't have to. Excuse me, handsome? Cole, can you please make sure you get this page? Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. I want you all, you're going to have 2 minutes to complete this top one here. Do not look at your notes from yesterday. Please do that right now. 2/3 divided by 5/6. Everybody do that. Everybody do that. Thought it was you supposed to be working quietly. Yup, that's right. For those of you watching at home, that's what the kids are going to be recording here in a minute, what you see. But they don't see that because it's frozen. Who is not done? Okay. Yes, Andrew? Yep, you will be using the same symbols as your shapes. Hexagon is still 1. Parallelogram is still a third. Sorry, headphones users. My kids won't stay quiet, so I'm taping their mouth shut. I just had a kid say, no, you're not. You can't? Because of smell? That was a question. You said okay. All right, here's what you should have. Something like that, but you will come out to be 4/5. So I want you to think about right now where you've come from being frustrated last night, if you were able to get 4/5. Because there's teams, there's a different train of thought, there's a better understanding of what's happening. Because that's more teachers being employed, which is more expensive. Because the goal for this is for you to understand what is happening when you divide fractions. So when you get the easy way that you learned last year and us here in a couple of minutes, you have a deeper understanding of how to do it. And you can explain it better as to what's happening, not just saying, do this. There we go. Now we're done. Andrew? Why are there only 5 shapes? Because the team is 5, and they are sixths. Yup. Yes, their team name is sixths. Like we're the Wildcats, they're the sixths. No. Megan, question? Okay. Now, I already wrote this, but you guys are going to write this. Dividing and explaining what happened, or what's happening. What's happening? We drew 2. A little bit lower. There we go. What we did is we drew 2/3, and I want you to write it like that. Don't put a hyphen between the 2 and the thirds, because it's not 2/3. It's that shape is called a third, and you drew 2 of them. You drew 2/3 and then placed as many of the 5/6 as we could in the original shape. Yes, ma'am.
I wrote a long paragraph of how to do that.
Uh-huh.
So
That's fine. As long as it follows something like that, then you're good. As long as it holds true, you're good. Yeah, I am. So we drew 2/3 and then placed as many of those 5 rats, as many of those 5 6 as we could in the original shape. Thank you. All right, we're starting to mumble, so here's the next part. What's that? Now's the time. The perfect question. What's up?
Well, it's basically like a pie triangle, so why couldn't you do another triangle? Like, why couldn't
It doesn't fit in there
Why?
because you only have 2/3 to deal with.
Oh.
You start with the 2. There are 2 of the thirds. Yep. Here we go. Moving on, moving along. Yeah. Dividing without pattern blocks. Yay! So the multiplicative inverse is when. Where's my view? Is anybody not done with the pink? You might be done. Don't call me Shirley.
Hey, that's a good movie.
Which one?
Really simple.
No. The multiplicative inverse is when you flip the numerator and denominator. I am the denominator. You flip the numerator and the denominator. The multiplicative inverse is also called the reciprocal. First period, I spelled reciprocal wrong. I spelled reciprocal wrong. First period? Yep.
First period.
Sorry, the first period that I did this lesson. It's actually, in fact, fourth period.
First hour, he had periods on. No, it's not actually an hour.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, he's 6th grade.
I'm pretty literal sometimes.
Why did they change that around?
What do you do with first, second, and third?
Next we have the multiplicative inverse is also called the reciprocal. Here's how you do the division. So I guess you could put how to. You change all the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So that's the first step. You change all the numbers to improper fractions. If you're going to keep, I'm going to change this word to keep because I don't know if we're going to get to it today, but there's a reason why. Keep. Ooh. Next it says change the division sign to multiplication. Change the division sign to multiplications. Do not make physical contact with people. Is that clear? High five? Yes. Handshake? Yes. That's the extent of it. Then you're going to flip the second fraction to its reciprocal. You're going to flip the second fraction to its reciprocal. And then you're going to use the multiplication steps from Monday. Reciprocal. Let's practice, shall we? Today is Wacky Voice Wednesday. So, yes, we do have time. Okay. I'm going to show you how quick these are going to go for you after you watch a video I'm going to show you. So, you have 1/2 divided by 6/7. You're going to do this, you're going to keep, you're going to flip, you're going to change, and you know that 7 times 1 is 7, and 2 times 6 is 12, and that's your answer. Mr. Smith, how did you do that so fast? Well, I'll show you.
You flip the 7 and the 6 and make it a multiplication.
Oh, let me publish that. Publish. Okay.
Dividing fractions, vocabulary. Change, flip, yeah, that's the action. Everybody's gonna know how we're dividing fractions. Keep, change, flip, yeah, that's the action. Everybody's gonna know how we're dividing fractions. Keep, change, flip, yeah, that's the action. Everybody's gonna know how we're dividing fractions. Keep, change, flip, yeah, that's the action. Everybody's gonna know how we're dividing fractions. Dividing fractions is easy, that's no lie. You just flip one, yep, then you multiply. Don't flip both, because that'll be strange. You need to keep one exactly the same. Yeah. Then the sign gets changed, division to multiplication, that's okay. Then flip the second fraction like you're on a grill. We multiply what's left, that's really real. Take 3/5 divided by 2/3. Keep, change, flip, that's the word. Keep 3/5 the same, change the sign so we multiply, that's the game. Flip 2/3, we get 3/2, then we can multiply, and so should you. 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 5 is 10, 9/10 can't reduce it, that's the end. Why do we flip it? I'll explain the math. Dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by half. 20 students in your class divided by 2 would be 10 students. All we can do, 20 students in your class times half is 10. You'll see, you get the same thing at the end. Dividing is multiplying by the reciprocal. Keep, change, flip, yeah, that's the simple rule. Keep, change, flip, yeah, that's the action. Everybody's gonna know how we're dividing fractions. Keep, change, flip, yeah, that's the action. Everybody's gonna know how we're dividing fractions. Keep, change, flip, yeah, that's the action. Everybody's gonna know how we're dividing fractions. Keep, change, flip, yeah, that's the action. Everybody's gonna know how we're dividing fractions.
So when we do this, it's simple as keep, change, flip. So now we have this guy. We have a negative 3/5, but we got to keep this the same. We got to flip this. No, we got to change this guy and flip this. Keep, change, flip. There's the action. Negative 27 over 25 is the fraction, which simplifies to 1, or negative 1 and 2 25ths.
This is so much easier than yesterday.
Yup. Now the next thing we have to do is quiet. You have to be quiet for one. The next is it a question about this and this?
Yeah.
No. You have a question about it, Garrett?
Yeah, I don't get it.
What?
What?
Okay, that's a good point. So let's see here. we have a mixed number there, -2 and 3/7, divided by 4 and 4/7. What's the first step we need to do according to your notes or your memory right now?
Keep.
Nope.
Wait, hold on. I did the wrong question.
What do we have to do? You didn't write how to.
No, he was on number 1, we were on number 2, so we thought we were doing.
Got it.
Yeah, I did it.
Owen.
Yeah, put into an improper fraction.
We had to put it into an improper fraction first, right, Summer? Megan? Maggie, what do you think? Okay, so I need to make this improper fraction. Stop making noises with your mouth. Stop tapping your pens. Be quiet. Stop doing that. Stop distracting yourselves and the people behind you, most importantly. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. 17 over 7, I'm going to do divided by 4 times 7 is 28, plus 4 is 32. That's over 7. Now I do the keep, change, flip. Yeah, that's the action. Keep, change, and flip. There's 7 over 32. Now we can reduce that because, remember the cross reduction that we did the other day? Oh my gosh, everything is coming together and this is so great. I'm going to do so well in this test on tomorrow day. So we have 17 over 1 times 1 over 32, which just comes out to be -17, over 32. There's the answer to that one. We don't need any of the extra side comments. And apparently I don't need to make any voice other than my own. Megan. Okay, stop. Stop with the side comments. Stop with the side comments. Then let's continue with these examples and hopefully it clears up again. To put everything together from what we've done, Megan, keep, change, flip. You already have it in writing. Number 4, we have a mixed number. We need to make it improper. So we have 4 times 2, which is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Now we do the keep, the first one. Change the sign. Flip the fraction to its reciprocal. It's part of that action. That's right. And we can do the reduction right now as well. Divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 3, divided by 3. So now I have -3 times 1 over -1, and that's just 2, which equals -3 over -2, which becomes 1 and 1/2. Because a negative divided by negative is... Manager? Ah.
Can't you just do, it's like 9 fourths divided by 3, that's going to take 9 times 2, which is 18, as you numerator, and 4 times 3, which is 12, and simplify it?
You simplify it during or after, you're going to get the same correct answer.
I know, I'm saying, can you do that way if it's easier for us?
If you come up with 1 and 1/2 and you show your work, you got a happy teacher. Yes, sir?
Well, why do we have the division sign in it? I mean, like, I know that it's in the question, but we don't use it.
Because you will have situations where you're going to need to divide numbers into fractions. Mathematically, or possibly, not likely, but possibly IRL. Okay? In real life. Okay. Keep in mind that whenever you have a whole number, that's the same thing as 10 over 1. Stop. Put your knees under your desk. I can't remember if I gave you guys a new seating chart. Did I start a new seating chart yesterday when you were? No? Yeah, oh, we're getting a new seating chart for sure. So that's the same thing as 10 over 1. I want you to smith number 5 and number 6 on that. But as I'm passing out the homework, I want you guys to start numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to pass out the homework, and you may begin that.